Chapters and Checkpoints. We're back again. We're live. Welcome to the show. It was live already. I checked last week. Yeah. Okay. So here we are. I'd like to say hi to the podcast listeners, if this is a podcast, because for the past 2 weeks I haven't been able to get it to work. So hopefully.
I'm not in charge of the podcast.
Yeah, I'm just really struggling. There's a lot with files. It's much more complicated than I thought. I feel like an old woman who can't handle the technology. Sorry, the cat's now scratching the cat scratcher as we speak. So anyway, we're Chapters and Checkpoints. We're here live on Facebook at 7 p.m. every Saturday. You can also catch us on YouTube at LA Detweiler and sometimes on your favorite podcast streaming service when I get it to work.
I need to make like a gaming Instagram or something so I can send people there as well.
Maybe that's what you should do. Yes.
I don't have time right
now. So anyway, here we are. We have survived. If you were with us last week, you know that last week was a crazy week for us this past week. We survived. We're still standing, but barely. I honestly am just glad this week is over.
Yeah, it's definitely
a crazy week. We talked about last week how our cat broke his toe. He's actually in here with us.
He got his toe being fixed. Well, it's not fixed as much as it's gone, but he's better now.
But he's free. He is here with us. I don't have to have a cat locked in our upstairs bathroom that I have to feed and give water to like 3 times a day because he couldn't figure out his phone. So that was exhausting, and he was in a bad mood by the end of the week and being kind of mean. Mm-hmm. He's much better now, so that is good news. I told you guys last week I was working on like a book project that I was under deadline for. That is done, so we're just like cruising into the weekend, tired, but feeling happier.
We're very tired. And because of the setup and someone took the wrong chair, I look like a giant. I mean, I'm a large mammal to begin with, but
before we went live, we were talking about, I don't know why this joke even started, but for some reason, for like the past 6 months, anytime he wears a hoodie, he talks about how he looks like Eminem.
So I wear a hoodie, I look like Eminem.
He just like constantly like, well, people are gonna think it's Eminem. Like, it's just a stupid joke he makes, and I don't even know why he's making that joke, and it's annoying. But he does it every time he has a hoodie on. He's like, well, yeah, people are going to think it's Eminem in here. So
it's not annoying. You laugh at it.
It's annoying.
Because you know it's true.
So anyway.
Eminem has a beard now.
Tonight on the show, we have a bunch of random stuff, as always. We're going to talk about where we were today, and that'll explain the title of the show. We're going to talk a little bit about his shirt, because that's one of the things we did on the 4-year hiatus that was actually good and fun.
Yes.
I want to talk about 2 shows I watched that I would recommend for you, and I think you should check out. I have a little bit of book news, some free items for you, a sale going on. I want to talk about like some of the mini festivals in general. We're going to talk about some of the festivals we've gone to in the past couple of months. We've been on like this little festival kick. Anytime you put the word festival in a title, it can be 3 booths, but if you say it's a festival, we're there.
Anywhere we go where they're selling dumb shit.
Yeah, so we do that, and then I have a question.
We have drinks to sample.
I'll go get them later in the show. We have drinks to sample.
2 weeks ago, we found 2 drinks that we wanted to sample because we used to do that here on the show, and we forgot.
I'll get them at the end. I'll go out and get them when I have to yell at Edmund for barking.
Yeah.
And then I also, because Chad was supposed to make questions for me this week, and of course, he didn't.
I've been very busy.
He slacked. Me too, but I need questions for him again. You can kind of get a feel for him in high school, how he never did his homework. We're still doing that. We're still not doing our homework.
Yeah.
At 35.
Did we not make it okay? I think we made it okay.
Yeah, because I made up for you tonight and made questions.
I think we have enough stuff. We'll be fine.
So anyway, why don't we get this show going, because we have a lot to talk about. Let's talk about, you want to start with where we were today? Because I feel like that's a good place to start this morning.
So, for those of you who don't know us, or if this is your first time tuning in or listening, we have a thing for giant breed dogs, and currently we have a Great Dane.
You've probably seen him if you follow me on Facebook at all, or Instagram. He's all over my Facebook.
Probably. So we had a viewer, and then we talked about Great Danes. See, Edmund's screwing things up.
Maybe.
So Lindsay found the Great Dane National was having their little competition 2 hours from here. And it's the thing where, like we're talking about before, where the judge points with 4 fingers, and he's like, you over here, and they're just basically looking at the dog and having them walk around.
Here's our kitty, he's better. He came to the show. Anyway, go ahead.
So, Lindsay assured me, because one, she contacted the people, said, can the public come? to the fairground, and they said yes.
And I was like, wait, this is funny. I'm like, do we need tickets in advance? Because I'm picturing National Dog Show like you watch on Thanksgiving. People in a ring, like, and then it gets fancy, and then there's spectators, like, clapping quietly. So I'm like, do we need tickets? And he just kind of, like, ignored that part. So I'm like, okay, I guess we don't need tickets.
Yes. And then she's like, I brought money. We're going to need cash to buy.
I thought there were going to be vendors,
Great Dane
food trucks maybe.
accessories.
I had pictures of Great Dane t-shirts in my head and all kinds of things Great Danes. Like, I was ready for the day. I dressed up. I was, like, ready to go.
So I was sober last night. I didn't drink anything. We got up in the morning.
We left early for us.
We left early. For us, it was early.
It was nice.
Drove 2 hours to pretty much see a dozen Great Danes in a barn or a shed.
No, it was more like a warehouse.
Yeah. And
it was on the fairgrounds, which, like, there's, like, the grandstand, and there's all the, like, the seating, like, stadium seating, and I'm like, oh, that's where it's gonna be. It was not. It was literally in a back warehouse.
There was an automotive auction, and it was fairly loud. And then if you kept walking, we went in, and there's literally, like, 12 Great Danes. Every one of them has their ears docked. There was a raffle of things that looked from the flea market, and there was a woman selling goods.
They were cute. I really
They were.
like
There
them.
were. There's a shirt I would like to get.
Yeah, we're gonna order.
But she only brought 2 shirts with her to this
like
event.
literally just 2, not 2 styles, 2 shirts total.
A large.
And a 2X.
Well, it's a 2X large women's shirt and a large male shirt.
That was it. So
which I can't pull off.
Any other size, forget it. You're not getting a shirt.
But we drove 2 hours up. We were there 10, 15 minutes.
We got there late too, so we got there in time to see like the winter crown, which we had no idea what was going on, to be honest. We're like, wait, that one won?
I think they just picked the one they liked.
I don't know.
Yeah, I got a ribbon.
And then I did clap. We like clapped for the dog, and then we were like, okay, that's all there is to see here.
So then we drove home.
Yeah,
so there was more than a dozen Great Danes. There might have been 20 or 25 of them.
Maybe.
And they were nervous.
Yeah.
They weren't. There were a couple that didn't care, but they were nervous like ours because we're always like we have a very nervous, scared Dane. But we realized something, and we're looking around and we're asking people how old their dogs were. Our Great Dane is massive because when we were there and we're looking at all these other Danes, they're like
short,
tiny and short, and we're like maybe they're really young, which some were, but other ones weren't. They were gray and they were older, and like our dog is literally 6 to 8 inches higher.
Everyone always comments on my pictures like, he's so tall, he's got long legs, and I'm like, well, he's a Great Dane.
Great Dane stuff.
Like, you don't realize how big your dog is, I guess, until you're in a room of like the same breed, and you're like, oh, he's huge. So that was the one good revelation, and we did find you a funny shirt that I can order. She gave me her Facebook information. So maybe we'll buy it. Maybe you could wear it on the show if we get it.
Yes.
That'd be funny. So that was
there's a cat here. That's what's happening. Nothing weird. I'm petting the cat.
Stop. So anyway, yeah, so it was not the day of my dreams. I was excited. This has been on our calendar forever. I thought there would be Great Danes ever. Because when I was younger, I went with my parents to the Bull Terrier show in Gettysburg. It was the same deal, the National or whatever, Bull Terriers. There were like hundreds of Bull Terriers there. There were vendors with Bull Terrier stuff. It was like huge. So in my head, that's what it was. And then we pull up, and it's like, we're not exaggerating. It felt like we were in someone's garage sale.
Yeah.
That's how it felt.
Except there were large dogs.
We were in a garage that they put a little ring up, and then there were some Great Danes in there. And then also, I don't know why, but in my head, I guess I'm picturing myself like in the middle of all these Great Danes and like making Great Dane friends and like petting the dogs. And then I'm like, oh, they're show dogs. You really aren't supposed to like pet them.
You shouldn't have had a single dog.
I don't know the etiquette. Maybe you could, but I felt like, oh, I'm probably not supposed to pet them because they're getting ready to go in the ring. So I just like sadly looked at Great Danes. And like I was trying to be like, this is not a waste of time, and like trying to find things to like say. Yeah, we just stayed 10 minutes.
Well, then we drove home, and I kept making the joke. I'm like, oh, I got to come down because that was intense.
And
these
I
dogs.
felt sad because I'm like, we drove all this way. I thought it was gonna be
I drove 4 hours.
I thought it would be really fun, and then I felt bad because I got him up early. Like we made this huge trip for like literally nothing, so I felt bad. But he was making jokes, so.
And when we got home, we did go, Poochie Chef.
That was the silver lining. Because we made it home early, we got to go to Poochie Chef, so.
Poochie Chef, which is a local
They're awesome.
pet store.
Yeah,
They do have some cat stuff. It's dog and cat, but it's mainly
but
dog.
I guess like if you're not local, it's hard to like understand. It's not just like a
I'm
pet
gonna
store.
explain it. You keep interrupting me.
I got excited.
That's twice.
Sorry, I had a lot of coffee today. Go ahead.
Poochie Chef, which is a local dog store. The lady who owns it's really nice. So they sell toys, treats like that, and she also bakes things, cakes, special dog treats. If your dog has allergies, she's got stuff for that. There's dog ice cream. When we had our Mastiff, he was allergic to about everything, so we couldn't give him treats anymore. Which is hard to get a dog to do stuff if you can't give it treats. And she told me, she's like, bring me the list of what he's allergic to. I made a copy, I gave it to her. She's like, I'll figure something out. And she made him special treats and pup cups that were called the Henry, because that was his name. Really, really nice lady, really nice store. You can take your dog in.
Own it. They're both great. They've been really good friends over the years. We really.
So they moved, which I helped them move last week.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we had to have our show early, was because I was helping them Saturday and Sunday, and today was the grand opening, which they had food trucks and Green Bean Coffee, a local coffee place, was there in their truck. And then they got everything put together. It looks really nice in there.
Beautiful.
Looks
So
really
if
good.
you're local, it is now where like the Calvin House used to be. If you're local to us, you know what we're talking about. But it's where the Calvin House used to be. It is gorgeous. I'm so happy for them. Their store is beautiful. And like I said, like it's hard to know if you're like not local, it's hard to explain, but it's more than just a pet store. It really is just like a great place because it's dog friendly. You take your dog, she takes their picture. They have like photo op spots every single day. There's a photo op spot, so you can go get almost like a professional picture of your dog when you go in. And they have an ice cream bar now, so we didn't take Edmund today because he's terrified of crowds, but we're gonna take him a day this week.
Yeah, he's too nervous.
They have an ice cream bar now. Like you can literally get doggy ice cream, and then they have little toppings at the top. Like you can get him a certain flavor of ice cream with bacon bits on top. Like it's so cute. I'm so excited.
But she is the one main thing that they're really good for is if you have a dog that has allergies and you're having a hard time finding treats and snacks, to go talk to them, because if they don't have stuff, they will usually make stuff. They will find a way.
And also, that's the nice thing is you have to be like so careful now with treats and stuff that you're feeding your dogs because you don't know where they're being made and how they're being made. And here, like a lot of her treats she makes in-house, or you can at least buy a lot of treats that she makes in-house. And so she's just using like dog-safe ingredients. There's nothing funky going on. It's just almost like, I don't know what to say, like all natural almost, like treats. Just like very simple ingredients. And like you can feel good about feeding it to your dog.
I don't like this chair.
I'm sorry.
It's one of those chairs like it looks like the one you built for your toddler, and that's the one I'm stuck in.
Well, just stay there. We're not
pushing on my left hand.
You're fine.
I don't like it.
So we had that, and then also we talked last week about how we were going to be starting at our Humane Society to volunteer. Yes. We did that this week for the first time. We got to like help walk some dogs, clean some cages. It was really fun.
And it was funny. For some reason, the weather that day was torrential downpour, sunshine, torrential downpour, sunshine. So she's doing smaller dogs, I'm doing the bigger ones. And I took his hound out. He was nice.
Beautiful dog.
And it started pouring. So we brought her back in and we're like, okay, well, we're probably done here. Then it got light out and we started doing some other training. And so we were walking some other dogs, doing stuff like that. So then I made sure before we left, I went and got that hound. Now, all the dogs had been out already that day. We were taking them out for extra. But I made sure I went and got him and took him.
He's so sweet. Like, we talked about this before, but like, even if you're not local to us, wherever you're at, like, check out their local shelter. A lot of them have dog walking programs. It's so nice. It doesn't take a lot of time. We were there, a couple hours.
Yeah.
A lot of the places are flexible with when you come, and it's just a nice thing, like, to get some of those dogs some extra socialization, let them go outside and sniff, like, things that they don't always get because it's so busy.
And the one dog, he had been neutered a few days ago, so I'd taken him out to walk him, and you would have thought that you gave that dog a golden treat, as they were just so happy to go out, sniff, look around in the grass.
And I'll say this, like, I always have wanted to volunteer at the Humane Society, but I thought, like, I can't handle it because I get very emotional when we're there. Like, I bawled at, like, how many times at the Humane Society. I get so sad.
That was the agreement. I said, we're not doing this if I have to listen to you cry the whole way home.
But I want to say this, if you're thinking that, if you're like, it'll make me too sad, honestly, I didn't cry this week. I felt so good and so much better. Because, like, obviously we're not making a huge difference. It was a few hours. but I still felt like we're doing something. We're helping a little bit, even if it's just a few hours a week, getting a few dogs a little extra attention. Yes. It helps. It just helps. And I'm telling you, I feel so much better.
If you're from around here, where we live, Blair County, or if not, and you have a Humane Society sort of shelter thing you would like to do this with, what we do, you don't have to do. But what we do is every week that we go, sometime during that week, we go and buy something. We have a list. We have a list from them of what they need, and even if it's a $2 bag of treats, or paper towels, we buy them something and take it there because they work off donation. Mm-hmm. They don't actually, and they get grants and stuff. They're not actually paid by.
And
the government.
Even if like you said, you don't have to spend a ton of money. If you just they always need vinegar. They clean with vinegar, so we'll grab a jug of vinegar when we're grocery shopping.
I mean, okay, we do spend a lot.
Yeah.
Because we spoil our dogs. Yeah. So.
But you don't have to. Even if you just take one thing, if everyone did that, I think that makes such a big difference for them. Or if more people could just go for an hour a week to help walk, those dogs would be in so much better shape. So think about it. If you're an animal lover like we are, I think it's just, I feel so good about it.
And if you're from the area,
come join us.
You could come walk dogs with us.
It's a party. It is. We have a good time.
Okay, let's be honest. It also, gets my fat ass out walking instead of coming home sitting and being I'm done for today.
And you're doing something good. So come join us. If you want more info.
Some of the dogs are great exercise.
Yeah, so if you want more info, just message me and I can give you some more info or tell you who to call to volunteer.
Yes.
So let's see. I want to talk about festivals. So we started out the show talking about this. We've been on a small town festival kick. Anytime you put the word fest or festival on it, I feel like we're there. What? What?
We don't use scripts or anything. We're just kind of going. I understand I understand festival, and I understand if you put fest on it, we're there.
Yeah.
We go to Ozfest a lot. There's nothing we go to that is something fest.
Okay, well whatever. Anyway, we have a lot of little local festivals. A couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, there was a spring festival at a little local a hall where people have weddings at. So we went there and went shopping, and it was just random craft people, and it was just a random Sunday, and we just went. Probably a year ago now, we went to this.
Think of the Christmas one, you buy snow.
Okay, but I think actually it was in the fall. We went to something called, wasn't it called Moonfest? It was
the janky, yeah.
It was a crystal fest, and I was just this
that was
fun.
The Moon Festival.
So I was gonna talk about what you got.
Well, yeah, and then I also have a picture.
There was a lot going on there. It was really fun though.
I have a picture of their little centerpiece that we took. Remember?
Yeah, it was interesting.
When was that?
It was in the fall.
You speak while I look.
I don't know. It was in the fall, but what I wanted, this is kind of leading us into about your shirt. That's where I wanted to start.
Oh.
So anyway, yeah, this was a little.
So we're at Moonfest because of someone, not me. And
you were interested too.
This here, because you're not gonna be able to, but I'll be able to blow it up. Let me read what this. Oh, I can't read what it says.
Okay.
This is their centerpiece, and for audio viewers, just watch us on YouTube. To see what we're talking about.
It was a fun time. I don't care. It was crystals.
Those are crystals.
Don't touch them.
It says do not touch, and people were literally kneeling by them as
they
were set up in some weird order. But then they had those crystals aren't crazy lit. There are lights on them that are making them that color.
No judgment. Whatever you're into.
I judge.
I'm not judging you. I thought it was kind of fun. It was interesting. But why I wanted to start talking about that is because we're there. And there's a tattoo artist there. I forget where she's from. I don't remember.
Artist is a strong word.
Well, anyway, sorry if you're watching.
There's a lady there with a tattoo gun.
Yeah, so I'm Chad, you should get a tattoo. Why not? It would be really fun. So he did, of course. It's Chad. He's if you pay, I'll get it.
No regrets.
So, can you show it to them?
Yes.
Okay. So, I picked it. I don't know why. I was just really intrigued by the eyeball.
Oh, sorry.
It's really hard to get it on there.
Everything's backward, right there.
It's kind of hard to see.
Which is very hard to see, and I'm holding my...
It's an eye.
That janky eye.
It's an eye. We call it his janky eye.
I mean, it's very small.
It's not the best tattoo he's ever had. But he got it at Moonfest, and it was just a really fun time. It was literally a random Sunday we went. I just picked the tattoo. He sits down and gets it. So he has this, we call it the janky eye. Because it's very, It's a little crooked, maybe you could say.
Well,
I don't know.
it's
It's not the best, but it's fine, and it was
There's
fun.
a good memory, well, at least a funny memory.
Every time
tied
we
to
look
it.
at it, we laugh. Anytime I'm somewhere and like I see that like all-seeing eye on a mug or something, I buy it because I'm like, look, it matches your tattoo. So that was a fun time. But really, that happened right after we went to a local. It was our first local tattoo
Expo.
So,
It's
do you want to
convention
talk about
center.
that since I've been talking a lot?
Go ahead. No. So we go to this tattoo expo because I am big on tattoos. Now Lindsay had gotten her tattoo.
Yeah, I don't want to
Before
brag,
this.
but I was like pretty inked up when we went there.
You
Like,
can't even
people were-
see it on the.
People were like, "Whoa, she's into tattoos."
You have to get close. You can't even see it.
I was
on
laughing the whole time. I'm
the
like,
camera.
"Yeah, I have some ink, and it's like a tiny little one." But anyway.
So we went to this thing, and she had come with me. We
Not
walked
really
around.
knowing what to expect. Not really thinking this was gonna be my scene, but
Well, we're walking around, and I said, if you find something you like for me, because she's like, I'm not getting a tattoo.
I
I'm
had just
gonna
got
fix it
one.
up.
I'm like, I need a breather.
I said, you let me know. I said, and I will get it. You know, as far as the tattoo goes. Now, I do want to point out, in that month, I have gotten janky eye. I got my
couple tattoo.
I got the couple tattoo. My entire hand was done. So this would have been tattoo number 4.
In 1 month.
So we're walking around, and there was a design that she looked at. She really liked. It was a bird wearing a plague mask, like a plague doctor's mask.
I don't know why. I just loved it. It
Yeah.
was interesting.
So she really liked it. We're walking around, and the DJ's going, and all this
It
stuff.
was a wild time.
Yes. And then she found out there was wine. Now she's getting wine drunk because she's drinking wine. And we go, and there was another lady that had this. What was the design?
It was an eye. I was like into eyes at that point for some reason.
It was like the eye with hooks and stuff
It was
like that.
cool.
And she's like, "Oh, I'd really like to get that." And the lady looks at me, and it's like, it was going to be a larger piece, on my chest. And she's like, "Oh, that's like $600." I'm like, "Whatever, we're at this thing. It's like people charge a lot, it's a tattoo." And because Lindsay had picked it out. Now Lindsay went to go get more wine.
By the way, I want to say, oh no, I'll save that. Go ahead, keep going.
So she went to go get more wine, and I'm looking, and this woman's portfolio is here. Now, all Lindsay has done at this point is looked at the flash chart,
I
said,
don't know what I'm doing.
I like this picture, and the lady said, here's the price. So the girl, she's like looking, she's like, yeah, maybe we'll blow it up here. And I open up her flash chart, or her portfolio that's there, and I start looking. It's all blowouts, it's crooked lines, it's
Whew.
really...
Sorry, the cat jumped up.
I'm going to sneeze. So, yeah.
What a mess we are.
Okay, so it's all this stuff. So then I told her, I said, actually, you know what? I think I'm going to hold off. And she's like, you don't want it? And I'm like, I was being nice. I wouldn't be like, I did until I saw how you actually tattoo people, because these things are permanent, and no thank you. Because it is her portfolio of her best work that she put out there was terrible.
Whoopsie.
So we were walking around doing some other stuff. She got drunk. And then we go over and we're like, you know what? We're going to do the bird plague doctor thing, which is going to be right here. So we go over and we're talking to the people. And I said, here's what I want. And they're from Erie. Really, really great. And she leaves and they're like, okay. And I had a sleeveless shirt on because I don't have much room anywhere else. I mean, I have a little bit here, but this was a bigger thing. And she's like, you're going to have to lose a shirt. And I'm like,
and there are a lot of people at this thing. Like, it's not a tiny festival. There were like, what?
It's not a tiny festival. I'm not a tiny person.
It's filled with people. It's at our convention center. So
I don't feel like people get excited. They probably thought you were standing up. I don't go shirtless because I am a large mammal, as I've said at the beginning. I am a heavy dude. She's like, yeah, lose a shirt. And I'm like, and it's cold in there.
I'm dying. So I'm like and I had a couple glasses of wine at this point. I start taking pictures. I'm like, Chad's getting a tattoo, and I post it on Facebook.
But then I'm there, and I just take my shirt off, and she's like looking and measuring, and then she goes to do her thing. There's Chad the Ogre standing in front of all these people. So then we sit down, and she starts tattooing. And this tattoo takes like maybe an hour, 15 minutes, hour and a half. And we were making small talk, as one would do with their tattoo artist, and I said, oh, how long have you been tattooing? And she goes, 6 months. And I can't actually see what she's doing at that point. But I'm like, oh. Wonderful. Now, the tattoo took longer because she was a newer tattoo artist. She is walking around.
Wait.
And she gets the idea.
I want to back up. So he's getting this done. I'm like, what am I going to do? Because it was actually really fun there. I was actually enjoying it. They had a bunch of shopping aimed at, like, women, and so I was having a good time.
She bought me beard oil and a skull and all kinds of shit.
I texted my best friend, and I'm like, hey, here's what's going on. I'm like, should I get another glass of wine? I've had 2. Do you think I should go for 3? And she's like, yeah, you should. She has no idea what's going on, but she encourages me. So I go get a 3rd glass of wine. And now he's literally laid up on the table. I'm on my own at tattoo convention, which I did not think would be happening. I had the best hour ever. I just wandered around this thing. I talked, and I'm usually an introvert. I don't like talking to people. I chatted up tattoo artists left and right. I was looking at portfolios, complimenting their work. I actually, at one point,
and you don't talk to people.
No, I don't. I'm a lightweight. 1 glass of wine is usually it for me. So 3 in, I actually, for a brief moment.
In a short amount of time.
For a brief moment, I considered, I'm like, how funny would it be if I came back to his table where he's getting it done, and what are you doing?
Writing a note while you talk.
Oh, it's stressing me out. And I had another tattoo. Like, I thought that would be really funny. No, I can't focus when you're writing. Oh, okay. I thought you were telling me, like, your lipstick smeared or something. I thought you were writing, like, a secret note.
I would tell
you. You're a hot mess.
I wouldn't. I would literally be like, your lipstick is
So anyway, I was like, I really considered getting a tattoo, but then I'm like, no, you're not supposed to get a tattoo when you're drinking. So I held back. But I didn't hold back on the shopping. I came back with bags of things. I bought a star crystal, like a crystal shaped like a star. I don't even know where it's at this point. I bought a Grinch wine glass that is my favorite. I bought him beard oil. I just came back with like bags of stuff. And then like he gets off the table and he's like, what is going on? Like, where were you? I'm like, chatting with people. This is so fun. So I had a great time.
This is the kitty who's missing a toe bean.
Yeah, his foot's a little funky. But anyway, it was a really fun time.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who don't know, this is going to be my public service announcement of the video of the week. The reason you do not get a tattoo when you're drinking, there's 2 reasons. 1, you make bad decisions when you're drinking, even though you think they're good. And 2, you will bleed everywhere, which is not good for you or the tattoo.
I held back on that. So that was our tattoo fest. Go ahead. Sorry, the dog's going crazy.
So I'm laying there,
as usual.
And they did the tattoo. I don't know if I'm going to be able to.
Yeah, it looks good.
It looks really good. This is what she picked out. Of course, I'm looking at a screen this big. I'm sure if you're watching on something bigger, you'll be able to like see more of the detail.
Sorry about the dog.
But yeah, so it did. It came out really, really nice. And if they do another expo and they're there again, I'll definitely get another tattoo.
I'm gonna have to go correct him.
You are.
If there's any festival going on, we're there. So while I'm gone, why don't you talk about the gym?
Well, I'm gonna go to this.
Okay, why don't you start with that?
Hey, grab the.
Yeah, I will.
Now the amethyst in front of my.
Oh.
From the gem thing, it's in front of my monitor. So we went to I like beer, and we went to a beer sampling thing out toward Maryland. There's a bunch of breweries going to be there. There was a distillery or 2. She was driving us, which was terrifying because she can't drive. And we went to this thing to sample beer and eat food, stuff like that. And it was Halloween themed because it was in October. And I'm going to have her come in to explain some of it. So we get there and it's raining and all this good stuff. But she is my wingman, as she is the one driving. She is the one, putting everything together. So we're walking around and I'm getting a beer sample, and she doesn't drink beer, plus she's the one who drove. So she doesn't drink, so she's pouring her sample in with mine. And I'm like, oh, this is great. I'm getting all these. I'm getting all of these samples. Worst wingman ever. In the space of an hour and 20 minutes, I had 11 or 12 beers and 2 shots. Because she kept going, here's one, drink this, hurry, chug, 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 we want to move on. I was hammered so fast.
And I drove, by the way, so it's all good.
I already said it was terrifying that you drove.
Oh.
The food, though, was amazing. There was a smokehouse. So it's like smoked mac and cheese and all this other. Oh, it was great.
This was in Maryland, by the way. Did you say that?
Yes.
Sorry, I missed it. I was out there dealing with stuff.
So the gem store that we were there, she bought a ring.
No, what are you talking about? This is not Beer Fest. We bought this stuff.
I just said it. The gemstone thing. All day you have not been paying attention to anything.
But I want to say something else about Beer Fest. They had homemade donuts they made, and I was so excited.
Okay, so so she doesn't look like an animal. They were making. I was already stuffed. I'm full of beer. I'm drunk.
I don't care if I look like
You get this donut thing. There's 12 of them in it.
There's a sampler.
Of samplers. Well, yeah, and they're all wild flavors, and they're little. They're not like big donuts, and they're hot when they come in. And we have like an almost 3-hour drive home. So someone.
I got this sampler, which I've been excited about all day. About this like special donut sampler. I took a bite of every single one. Like at the festival, I couldn't help myself. There were like 12 different flavors in the box I got. Just little, like almost like a donut hole with like different flavors.
They're bigger than a donut hole, but
okay,
yeah.
well I took a bite of
every one. She took a bite of it right there.
And then put it back in the box, and then we brought it home, and no one ate them because they looked disgusting, man.
That smokehouse food was so good. So at the Gemstone Festival,
which was last week,
you bought a ring?
Yeah, I have it on.
Oh,
which I did at Best Buy. We went to a wine fest in the fall too, and this is funny. Like,
which one?
You didn't go. It was me. I went to this wine fest with my friends. Actually, it was in the spring, last spring, and there was like this lady there with like crystally rings. It was very like. It was kind of. I'm just gonna say it was like a witchy vibe going to the.
Yeah, it's the witch ring.
It was like a witchy vibe going to the stand. There were a lot of crystals and like, it was a witchy vibe. It was fun. And she had these rings. They were $6, and they were like little crystals that you could spin, and they were on like a really cheap band. And so I got one. It was turquoise, and we started calling it my witchy ring. And it like, for a while, it was bringing me like the best luck. Like whenever I would wear the ring, I would have the best luck. All of these
now you sound like a crazy person.
Okay, I don't care, but it was true. All of these great things were happening. My friend knows about it because we laugh about it. The lucky ring. Like when she was having a bad day, I'd be like, you need to rub the witch ring because you need some good luck. But what makes me laugh is I can never get another one because the person there, they gave me a card, but they don't have a website. They don't have social media.
She has a business card with no business information on it whatsoever.
It has a phone number on it that you can call her. So I've been trying to talk Chad into calling her and like meeting her in a back alley or something to get me another lucky ring because I feel like this one ran out of luck. It hasn't been bringing the luck. So anyway, ever since then, anytime we go to a festival, I'm like, do you think the witchy ring vendor will be there? I need a new one. She was not, but I did get a turquoise ring at the Gem Fest that I'm really into. By the way, the witchy ring.
You might have to get it closer.
No, it's zooming in. The witchy ring turns my finger green every time I wear it because it's such bad quality. Like my whole finger is green. This one is not turning my finger green, so it's better quality.
At the gemstone thing, because I have to be extra, I got a piece of amethyst, the purple gemstone rock. Except mine is carved into a crow's head. And I just thought it was really cool.
So you bought that.
Yep, so that was my buy from the gem
So again, anytime it says festival, we tend to go. We went to a reptile festival.
Yeah, and I wanted can I have the beer through there? And I wanted the land crabs that they were selling.
And I was freaked out. So anyway, anytime there's a weird festival going on, we will be there probably, because that's just what we do. Because sometimes we find good things.
But you were talking about being wine drunk at the Tattoo Expo. That's why I wanted to talk about how you were a terrible wingman and the amount of booze that you basically forced down my throat.
It was fun though, and here's my favorite part about that
trip. Was there,
My favorite part of that trip was after he had said beer. I literally did not realize this. I got him the ticket to this fest. I kind of surprised him. I'm like, this seems like something you would love. We've never gone to a beer festival. It's always wine. I'll drive us. It's only a few hours. I did not realize we were right next to the Hagerstown outlets. Literally, we passed them on the way in.
Let me tell them what I did then.
Go ahead.
So, this is twice as happened. It's happened to Trobes too. So I'm drunk, and she wants to go shopping at the outlets. Of course, I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So we get to the outlets, and I'm like, I have to pee. So we went to the bathroom, and she went, hers, I went mine. And there's a box on the side, and it looks like one of the condom boxes that's like on the wall, but it wasn't. One wasn't? No, it wasn't.
I don't know. I
It
wasn't
was
in there.
Advil. It was Tylenol. Cologne. And what was the fourth one? Is the same one you had in yours? Because the girls' bathroom had the same thing. But anyway, so most of them
I
like,
didn't commit that to memory.
cologne, and it was like 50 cents. Or no, it was $1
Yeah,
in quarters.
expensive.
You had to have quarters. It was $1 for this cologne. So we're like, oh, we don't have $1 in quarters. So we went shopping and bought stuff. So we got 4 quarters. Ran back to the bathroom like little kids. Like we're like, oh, like teenagers. Put the 4 quarters in, and I got this little packet of cologne. And it was, what was the brand? Do you remember?
I can't remember. It was a fancy brand. It was like.
It's an expensive cologne. So I
opened.
Armani.
I think it
so
was
I
Armani.
opened the packet of cologne.
Well, like it's fancy. It probably isn't.
No, it was. It was. Well, I recognize the name, but I can't recognize because I use Savage. I use Johnny Depp.
In case you were wondering.
And I have not bought myself one of them. They have all been gifts. So this little packet, it's like one of those little like metal rip tear thingies. So I'm like, oh, this has a one use of cologne in it because you can't seal the damn thing. It's a little pack. I was wrong. There was like an eighth of a bottle of cologne in this thing. So I'm drunk, remember. I open it and pour, and it just, the whole thing comes out in my hands.
Even if you weren't drunk, I feel this would have been the same story.
So the whole thing comes out in my hands. I'm trying to rub it. I'm like, oh, and it is everywhere. So then just naturally, by instinct, I start going like this and trying to get it off of my hands. And then I'm like, I just put all of that cologne on me. To the point where we would go into stores and people would get headaches.
Yeah, it was bad.
People were like, what the hell? Because I am just covered in this bag of cologne that I was sold for $1.
Well, we did have a good time at the outlets. Like, it was fun.
It was fun.
Highly recommend. Sorry again for the dog. He's going crazy again.
He's an idiot.
So anyway, I want to talk for a second about some TV show recommendations, which will lead me into the questions we have for Chad today. And then I want to talk about this in book stuff. Let me talk about book stuff real quick first, because it's quick. I have 2 sales going on right now you might want to hear about. Sorry, you're crowded with space. The first one is if you're a romance fan, if you're following me from the Chad. If you're following me from the romance side of things, The Trail to You is my book that features Henry as a main character, a mastiff. It's a small town romance. Basically, a guy's mastiff goes missing while he's on a tour of duty.
That guy.
He comes back and his dog is gone, so he sets out on the trail to find his dog, which leads him to this blonde girl named Allie. They meet in a small town. They fall in love. That whole thing. This book right now, this book is on sale for 99 cents for a limited time for ebook, so it's a good time to check it out. A lot of people, it's their favorite book I've written, especially if you love dogs. It's like a sweet romance. Can you not be digging in the drawer? Those are from the Gordon thing. Oh my god, what is going on outside? People are like screaming and yelling. Okay, anyway, back to what we were doing. The other, can you stop opening the drawers? It is shaking that.
No, it isn't.
The other thing we have going on the horror and thriller side of things is my darkest thriller book, A Tortured Soul. It is my darkest book. It is free right now for ebook for a limited time. Like, it's only on sale for a few more days for free. You can download it for absolutely free. Amazon, Barnes & Noble, it's on every bookstore. This is a book I've been talking about before. It's one of my favorite books, but it's a book that is very dark. I had a reviewer from a prominent book review site, very prominent, kind of trash talk it a little bit and talk about how it's like disgustingly dark and they don't approve of it. They sent me a really scathing email about like, why would I write this? The thing is, like, I'm proud of this book. It's not dark just for darkness sake. Like, it's not just shock value horror. It's dark for a reason. Like, this book has a really deep meaning. It's about...
There's a message there if you stop to think about it.
Yeah, it's a book that it has to be dark to make the point, and it makes a very prominent point that I'm okay with it being dark about. Like, I want it to be dark. I want you to leave this book being like, that's awful. I can't believe that happened. That's kind of the point, and I think the reviewer missed that. So it isn't for everyone, but if you are okay with really dark horror, this one's for you. It is free. The nice
dark.
Yeah, the nice thing is even if it's not for you, it's free right now, so you can check it out for free. And if you read the first few chapters and you're like, I'm not sure about this, well, it was free. So anyway, check out A Tortured Soul wherever books are. So.
You're gonna know immediately if it's too much for you or not.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I mean, it's gonna be almost immediate. But you're gonna be like, not for me.
But I'm really passionate about this book because it really does have, at the end, it's one of those books that I hope, at least, and people have said this, you leave the book thinking about it and thinking like, how could things have been different? Who's the villain here? Like, how do I feel? There's a lot to like work through morally with this book at the end. It's a book that sticks with you long after the end. It's a book I've been very passionate about from the beginning. A lot of people in the book industry were not fans of this book because they felt like it was too much.
So, you ever hear the old saying that you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs? This book breaks eggs.
But I am very passionate about it, about the message. I really set out, I wanted to write a book that really talked about domestic abuse and domestic violence in a real way, in a genuine way. I felt like a lot of books in the genre kind of censor it, kind of water it down. And I've said before, like, this book kind of, like, people kind of say, like, why didn't she just leave? That's a big question that comes up. This book kind of talks about why she didn't just leave, like, why that's not always a possibility. So I'm really passionate about it. It's free right now. Check it out if that's for you. All right, next, I want to talk about some show recommendations I have. No eye rolling. I knew it. I knew it was coming.
I beat you to it.
The first one I'm obsessed with. If you have Disney Plus, Ed Sheeran just released a documentary.
Why is it on Disney? Okay, I didn't know. You said you watched the documentary. Why is it on Disney?
They do a lot of musicians. So
Get off my Disney account.
It's phenomenal. It's a 4-part series. It's on Ed Sheeran. There's a lot of reasons I love it. First of all, I didn't realize Ed Sheeran is having a really bad time right now. Things are not good.
He's not having a great year.
I won't spoil it for you, but he's going through a lot. He's very open about that. It was really eye-opening to me to see what he's been dealing with these past few years. And, like, I'd heard little, like, rumblings in the news. It's a lot. But second, I respect him so much after the documentary. I always did. But he just seems like a genuinely nice guy. He's married to his high school sweetheart, and they are adorable together. Like, there's a lot of them in the show together. He's, like, super famous, super wealthy, doing all these shows. His career's taken off. But he still takes, like, a weekend every month to go on a date night with his wife, like, a weekend. They go and do, like...
Not worth it.
Like, in the series, they went and did, like, a paint date. Like, nothing extravagant.
We haven't done one of those.
It was, like, really cute. And then the other thing is, like, he employs all of his best friends on his tour. They're, like, his central people. Like, one of his best friends is the cook on the tour. One of his friends is the photographer. So he just stays in touch with his roots. And the other thing, he is so famous. He's making all this money on the tour. He went back to his hometown, like, recently. Like, being as famous as he is, takes his security, goes to his hometown, and plays on the courthouse steps.
The documentary.
I'm not, but that's not spoiling it. But he's just on the courthouse steps playing for his hometown for free.
What? So they went to a date, like a painting date. We were doing something. What about the date we went to that we weren't doing a show at the time?
What date?
The State College.
Oh, that was cool. Go ahead.
We went to she signed us up for a cooking class. I can cook.
I can't.
And we were making.
We were the only ones that showed up too. We were the only couple.
Yeah, it was just us.
It was really
it's just, she's like, oh, it's gonna be really awkward. I'm like,
it was.
I'm like, not with Daddy. You'll be fine. So we go in and we're making gnocchi, biscotti,
which was good,
and like a sauce and stuff like that. And the people were great. We were laughing,
we had a
joking,
good time.
to the point they stopped me because I was trying to learn new recipes to make her do something.
It was so scary
because she was afraid to cut. And I don't know if you're this type of cook. She's the type of cook. We've got her to upgrade a little bit. She used to cut everything.
I still do.
If you had her make a turkey dinner, which wouldn't be edible, don't do it. But if you did, she would do everything with a steak knife. Now,
or a paring knife. I like the paring
now
knife.
she's up to the paring knife, a cheap one that, like, if you listen to our pyramid scheme, we'll give you a paring knife. So we have one of those because we listened to the scheme, and I bought their knives, but they're nice. And she uses a paring knife. You can learn to do better. Just trust me. It's not scary. They made her use a chef's knife.
But it was a really fun date, so that was a good time, and I'd recommend. So watch the Ed Sheeran documentary. You won't regret it. The next show, I really am not gonna spoil this one.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my favorite shows. Firefly Firefly Lane. Let me know in the comments if you've watched it. The last final part of season 2, it's the last season, just released, I think a week ago. Oh my gosh, they did such a good job wrapping it up.
Spoiler, there's not a single Firefly in the whole show.
Yeah, there actually is.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, it is. So take that back. But it's a really good show. It's basically, it's about friendship. It's these two girls that meet in the 70s, and it's their story. Katherine Heigl's in it. It's their story in the 70s when they're teenagers. It's their story like in their early 20s, and now they're like, I think, in their early 40s. So it's like 3 timelines, their friendship. It's beautiful. It's funny. It's all about friendship and love, and like, it's really well done. Like, it's well done how they connect the 3 storylines. The ending, I won't spoil it. It was phenomenal for an ending. It was really moving. Love this show. Really love it. I really recommend it. It's based on a book by Kristen Hanna. So today, my questions for Chad are related to Firefly Lane. You don't have to watch the show to answer the questions.
Well, good. I've not watched the show.
I know.
Other than hearing people fighting and going, what in the hell are you watching?
The dog's howling again. All right. Anyway, so these are just fun. But I have a lot of questions. I was like on fire today.
Oh, maybe because you got made fun of last week for doing 3.
All right. So these are just questions. Chad has no idea what's coming at him. It's gonna be a great time. So a lot of the show, it's funny because Kate and Tully, the main characters, talk about like their fashion when they were younger. Yeah, Tully. Okay. Her name is Tallulah, so they call her Tully.
Tully.
Yeah.
You're saying Tully.
Tully. Chad, we have a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Cooperate. So they're talking about like the fashion from the 70s and like their hair and laughing about it. This is a funny question for you. I don't know why I started with this one. Is there any fashion trend or any fashion thing you used to wear in like your teen years that you can now look back at and laugh or regret? Like, I have a million. You're not really a fashionista,
no.
But is there any? I can think of one for you that you would regret, but let me see what you come up with.
Probably, I used to wear a cowboy hat.
That's what I was thinking.
I used to wear,
This guy used to wear a cowboy hat all the time. He wore it to prom. So that was mine for you. You know what mine is. Don't be rude either.
No. You were just, things that you might have regretted from your youth. So if you don't know us, we've been together for a long time.
We met when we were 12 years old.
Yeah, 12, 13. So, a lot of awkward phases in there that normally you just move on. You're like, I'm with someone else they never met. I remember those awkward phases.
So I can tell you one that's come back in style. We used to wear the tattoo choker necklaces. I wore one in my school picture in 6th grade. Ew, I would never wear that now. They're back in though. People are wearing them. Butterfly clips are also coming back, and like, do not like those. And I saw a TikTok about this. We used to have these headbands. They were like spiky. I can't even describe it, but if you know, you know. Tell me in the comments if you know what I'm talking about. There were these like spiky headbands that literally like they stab into your brain when you put them on. They're hard plastic.
Did you ever think that maybe you were wearing it wrong?
No, I wasn't. That's how it is. It would like slide into your hair to give you. It would give you like a separated look. Like it looked like you like kind of separated your hair into this fancy thing. You didn't. It was like scraping your skull. Regret that. Don't look at the questions. All right, next one. So in the show, Tully and Kate, and then eventually, well, I won't spoil this, but Johnny is like a main character too. They all work for this news station. So like their dream is to be reporters. If you were a reporter, like a news reporter, what kind of reporter would you be? Like Kate or Tully?
If I was a news reporter, Lindsay, I'd probably report the news.
No, but like a reporter. So like Tully wants to be like the news reporter, like reporting on big stories. Johnny, for a time period, wants to be an international reporter traveling.
No.
Would you do like weather? Would you do sports? Would you be the fashion person? Like what kind of stuff would you want to report on?
If I was doing reporting, knowing me, it would probably be weather.
That's what I figured you would say.
Because I'm obsessed with the weather.
Yeah, we know. I call him like the weather.
Like my app, I have an app. My phone is set to tell me the weather and what's going to be.
It literally drives me crazy because he's always reporting it to me. So that fits. Okay, next question. So in the show, it's called Firefly Lane, and a lot of it is about their childhood. Like it's called Firefly Lane because.
And there's at least one firefly.
No, there's like fireflies on the lane. It's this little small town, and they go bike riding a lot. Like at night, and there's fireflies. So that's like their childhood memory. It symbolizes their youth for them. It's like their happy.
Why would you ride a bike at night? That's dangerous.
There's
You can't
fireflies.
see.
That's the point.
They don't light the area.
It's fun.
It's literally like a little blink, here's a bug, you can barely see its legs.
So my question for you is like, what's a childhood like memory or activity that kind of symbolizes your youth? For them, that's what it is. Like riding bikes at night through the fireflies. What would be your...
Symbolizes my youth.
Yeah, like...
The neighbors had a telephone pole, and at the top of that telephone pole was a light. You had better be home before that light turned on. And that was my youth. We had woods surrounding us. You could ride your bike. I could ride my bike to Huntington if I wanted to. I physically couldn't, but if I wanted to. When that thing turns on, because it's getting dark, Mom was already outside waiting to make sure that we had better been 6 to 10 feet from that house.
That's a good one. I like that. All right. In the show, part of the reason people like it is because it's set in the 70s, so you get to see like the fashion and like a lot of people, like I think that our Kate and Tully's age, it's nostalgic, like looking back at that. If you could like live in any decade, which one would you choose?
Ooh, Victorian Gothic.
Really?
Yes, just because.
But there's a lot of like disease and like
Yeah,
that's
the same thing now.
Why would you pick that?
Why would I pick that, Lindsay?
I don't know. You like the color black?
No,
You would wear like black clothes all the time?
It's because of Bloodborne.
Oh, okay.
And I've been wanting to play Bloodborne again, which is my favorite game, and it is a Victorian Gothic. Like, yeah, that would be a good time, I think, because it's so different than like what we're doing now.
Yeah.
And when you know, there is not a single period in history
But
that is at all interesting for you to live in that does not have horrible things happening.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Next question. So in Firefly Lane, Tully's main dream is to have her own show, kind of like Oprah. Like she wants to have her own TV show.
You didn't answer the last question.
Oh.
I know what you'd pick.
What?
The 20s.
Originally, I thought 20s because I love the flapper style.
You like the roaring 20s.
I also really like the 40s and 50s, but that's not a great time to live because of, you know, the world.
You know, let's live during World War II.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't want to live then, but I do enjoy the fashion of that time period. Like, when I look, so my grandma, I have a picture of her from that time period, and it's just like,
pearls?
yes, like, it's just a beautiful, classy time. Red lips were in, pearls, like, the A-line skirt vibe. Like, I just really love the fashion, so that would be my thing.
Do we not have comments on? Because we have not had one.
Maybe no one wants to
but
comment.
But people have been reacting to it.
I don't know. Comment if you're here. Say hello.
Say hello so we know that
What
it's
if
on.
we've been talking to just each other this whole time?
We haven't. I've been watching.
Okay. If you could have your own TV show, what would it be about? Because she wants to have a show like Oprah. That's what she wants. And it kind of is timely because I think, wasn't it Jerry Springer? He just passed this week?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
79.
Yeah. So if you could have your own TV show, what would it be?
If I could have my
Look, people are saying hi. Thanks, Sarah. Hi from Massachusetts.
Okay,
hello, everyone.
thank you.
We're a little
I was wondering kind of where we're going on.
It's a quiet night.
So would it be my show where I have full creative control, or am I just the host?
No, it's your show.
It'd probably be a talk show.
Yeah, you do like to talk.
Well, I do, and I feel that like it'd probably be some kind of like celebrity talk show, or
What? You don't follow celebrity gossip.
I wouldn't have to. You just talk to them.
Okay.
Or like I think that I would be an amazing game show host.
Yeah, we've talked about
I think I would be a great game show host.
You would be.
Lindsay.
What?
How many questions do you have?
A couple.
Okay. Tell them what game show we actually looked at to see what the qualifications were to get on. We want to apply and go on a game show
together. Isn't it called The Wall? I don't know what it's called.
It's the giant Plinko game.
Yeah, I think it's called The Wall. It's where one of you is like dropping Plinko chips.
Ew.
One is in silence answering trivia questions, and that like affects the game. So we want him to be like the personality out front dropping the Plinko.
They want me to drop the Plinko.
And I would be the one answering the questions in the back.
When I drop every single ball at 9. Like, so what it is you have to pick, I think, so let's say there's 6 balls you drop. And you pick where you want to drop them. And there's like, oh, here's the money things. And it goes down and all the money goes up. But then they have to drop so many red balls in those spots. And those take away money. And I told her on that show, the farthest to the end one, every single ball gets dropped out of the exact same
It
one.
would be. They would probably pick us because it'd be entertaining. Because you're a risk taker. I am not a risk taker, so
and it
would
asked you that.
be.
We started looking at the questionnaire. It's like, is one of you a risk taker? And I'm like, I would.
And then is one of you cautious? Because they want that.
I would
like,
bet
drama.
everything on a can of
soda.
soda.
I'd be back there like, we're in trouble. Like, we're not gonna walk out of here with anything. All right, next question. You might not want to answer this one. That's why I'm putting it on.
There's nothing I would not answer.
What is your most embarrassing childhood memory? Because in the show they go into a lot of embarrassing childhood memories.
Let me think.
What's the most embarrassing thing that happened to you as a kid? I don't think I know this for you. Like, I can't think of something you said. Because here's the problem with this question. Yes, I was just going to say that.
Yeah, because I don't get embarrassed because I don't care.
I can't think of anything for you.
As a child, though, was different. There was a time that I had tried a different hairstyle, which ended up being very short. And my hair back then was like super, super blonde. So I looked bald at that point.
When you're bald now, so that's a point.
Yeah, but no, there's nothing, because I've just pretty much owned everything.
I feel like I have an embarrassing moment every day of my life, so this question is pointless. Like, every day I embarrass myself somehow, or I say something embarrassing, or I accidentally leave a 42-cent tip for someone, or I tell them, oh, I will enjoy these meatballs at Olive Garden. So
yeah, like,
I have embarrassing moments literally every day. I've always been the awkward child who has embarrassing moments. That's just me. That's just who I am. Okay, so the next question, a lot of the show talks about their favorite memory. So what's your favorite adult memory, like from adulthood?
Oh, can't say that.
Yes. No, I didn't mean it. When I wrote this out, like your favorite adult memory, I knew you were going to say something rude. Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Just your favorite memory from adulthood. What would it be?
Our wedding day.
That is so cheesy. Look at him. It's not true. It's not true. He's rolling his eyes. It's not true.
I didn't roll my eyes.
You did. You laughed.
Favorite. The problem is there's a lot of them.
Well, what if you had to pick one to talk about? And then I have one
well,
more
okay. So here's the thing. So let's say if we talk about it this way, where a favorite memory is something you would pick to relive again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't be our wedding day. It was a lot of work.
Not for you. You just showed up.
Well, like I would be like, oh, Crazy Boil was a great day, or
eating. That's what you went to.
And that's adult. See, now I'm changing the question. If I could relive a day, I don't even want to relive a day. Here's what I want to do. I want to go back to the band trip in 7th grade. Where was it?
Kennywood?
When we first
hung out.
Yeah. I want to go watch that.
How awkward it was.
Because we were like 12 and 13. And there's no pictures of it. No. We don't have any. I would want to go watch that. As far as
awkward interactions?
Yeah, just be
It
like...
would probably be awkward. Might be cute.
I would scream till I was blue in the face to run. But of course, my younger self wouldn't be able to hear me. And I would just be left with...
You're a jerk. Alright, last question about Firefly Lane. I forgot it. Alright, so they talked a lot about dreams and jobs. Like, as a child, what was your dream job? Or even now. Like, if you could do anything, money was...
I had one.
Okay, yeah, I know what it is. But I just thought the people would like to know.
We'll see if you know what it is.
I know what it is.
Lindsay, what was my dream job as a child?
You wanted to be a zookeeper.
No.
Yes, you did. You told me that a million times. So
maybe when I was like
okay, I know the other one. That was one thing you want to do. The other one was special effects and movie set.
So I used to watch the show Movie Magic. I wanted to do the sculpting, painting, special effects,
we used to watch
movie stuff.
Face Off.
Yes, Face Off. I do miniature stuff, like board games. Be an adult, like miniatures, board gaming, stuff like that. Like, I wanted to do that, like the sculpting, the painting,
I can't let it go.
practical effects, all that stuff. Because every movie back in the day, when I was a little kid, when I was a wee lad, when I was done with like a horror movie, I'd watch all the special features because I wanted to see how the movie was made. And that's what I wanted to do.
Pause awkwardly. It was just...
And then, because I was trying not to burn. And then I grew up and...
got real.
Yeah, did more real things.
Life hit you. All right, I have a question for you, and then we're going to do our drink thing, and then we're going to say goodbye.
We're going to skedaddle.
Because I'm hungry.
We're hungry,
Yeah,
and we bought no food.
We have to go get food.
So there's nothing to eat.
So I have a random question, and this you cannot participate in. It's for the ladies. No, you're not gonna.
But what the? I'm answering something.
Okay. So let me explain.
Okay.
And I know before you give me a lecture, I know you can't trust TikTok. I know that.
No. Yeah.
However, I've been seeing videos on TikTok that have been trending and showing up on my TikTok. It's this girl who's like a hairstylist, and she's talking about how. So for the past, I'd say 10 years, I've probably only bought salon quality hair shampoo
which is bullshit.
Well,
that means nothing.
Let me talk. So they talk about how sulfates are bad for your hair. You need to buy special shampoo, or your hair will be crunchy and dry, and the color will fade. And so, like, of course, those shampoos are more expensive. So I've probably done that for the past 10 years because I'm paranoid. Her whole spiel is that that's a lie. She is saying that was basically.
Wash your hair in the bar soap.
She's saying that basically is made up by the hair industry to sell expensive products. That actually you need sulfate in your shampoo, and your hair is actually healthier. So her whole thing is like promoting drugstore brand shampoos, the cheaper brands, and she's showing people who like their before and afters are. The before is when they're using the expensive shampoos, and it doesn't look good. And their after is using the cheaper shampoos. You can make
that after whatever you want.
Well, right. But I'm saying that's her whole thing, and a lot of people are jumping on that. Like, you know what? Yeah, in high school, my hair was nicer, and I used cheap shampoo. Now, there are the naysayers.
No, when you were in high school,
yes.
When we were in high school, we were younger, and we ate better.
Yeah, well, not even that. They're saying you didn't have as much bleach in your hair. You didn't have all the straightening stuff going on. So there's, like, this whole debate on TikTok. Like, should you use the expensive shampoos? Does it make your hair nicer or not? So I want to know, because I've been like,
I've used cheap shampoo my whole life, and it's been fine.
So I want to know from all you ladies, tell me what shampoo or conditioner you swear by, because now I'm like stressed out and confused about what to do, because one side is telling me use the expensive shampoo or your hair is going to be a mess.
I've seen the same thing where it shows how ladies pick shampoo, and there's a list of things, and it has to check off all of the ladies' boxes before they'll buy it. And the men, here's what we do, and I can attest to this. We go, oh, it says shampoo on it. And we buy it and use it.
Okay, but I want to know.
For years, I use a 3-in-1 of shampoo body wash.
How is that working out for you, Chad?
My hair is fine.
No, it's not.
It's
so
gross.
Anyway, weigh in. Tell me what shampoo brand you swear by. Mostly this is just selfish, because I need help, because now I'm...
You're fine. So
we
found.
We're gonna end
so when we did our show before, we used to do things. We used to find. That's not bad. We used to do things. We would find things at the grocery store, and we would taste like stuff that we've never had.
Weird stuff.
Yes, and we wanted to taste it. So here are two things. One, I think she got as a palate cleanser. It's just a new product.
Yeah.
And here's one that we've heard about, but we don't know what it is. I mean, we kind of know what it is, but we've never had it.
Some of you may drink it.
Kombucha.
We've never had it.
We've never had it.
I'm gonna be honest. I know it's fermented something fermented, and anytime you
raw, traditionally fermented tea.
Anytime you use the word fermented, I'm freaked out. Like I'm not a fan. So what flavor did we get?
This one is lavender and moringa.
Do you see all this stuff floating?
Yeah, and there's shit floating.
I don't like it. Like this
This might be a consistency problem.
Yeah, that's gonna be it for me. So tell us in the comments.
It's okay. It's gluten-free and vegan certified.
If you drink it, it's supposed to be good for you.
Lab-free.
People are like on this kick.
So how do they know it's good for you if it's lab-free?
People make this at home, so you can like make your own. People are all into that.
I'm not.
I don't know, but we're gonna try it. If you have a suggestion for a food or drink we should try, tell us in the comments, or you can email us. I have my email in the show notes, I think. So here we go. Oh, it's
why? Why'd I shake it? I'm like, let me shake all the garbage.
It says do not shake.
No, it's filtered water. I don't know why there is.
Heidi says she loves it.
Kombucha?
It's good for you. Someone's weighing in on herbal essence.
Yeah,
Sarah, I'm hearing that herbal essence is a popular one. People are saying it's good, so thank you. Heidi's saying it's good for us. Heidi, what? Oh, she said don't shake it. Oopsie. Well, you live and learn. Heidi, what flavor do you like?
Smells like nothing. This is lavender. This one's going to taste like our laundry.
Heidi, is there like a flavor that's good, or is there like just a normal flavor, or?
Oh, that's fizzy.
No, I don't think it's going to be fizzy. Okay, you took 2 sips. Is it my turn? Am I getting a sip?
It tastes like just fizzy water.
I don't like the smell.
Oh, there's an aftertaste of that. Oh, that takes a good like 15 seconds
How do
before
you
it
say
starts.
the fruity kinds are good?
Oh no, just wait. That aftertaste is coming.
It does taste like laundry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Heidi says lavender tastes like flour. It tastes like laundry soap to me. Not that I've eaten laundry soap, but it tastes like
It
what
tastes
I think
like
it
I've
would.
licked my towels. It's not great. Don't spit that on the cat. The cat's on her lap.
I'm not loving that.
No, I mean no. It's not bad.
Maybe if we got a fruity flavor like lemon.
It's not bad at first. It's one of those words like if you stop drinking it, you're gonna have a bad time. And our palate cleanser, talk about what it is for you. Open it.
Sorry, I got excited. So these
Actually,
were new. I don't know if they're really new.
So, actually, I want to say something. So this is Dunkin' iced coffee.
What are you doing?
Hiding it.
Why?
I don't want them to see the flavor.
Oh.
This is Dunkin' iced coffee.
It's a
So
new product,
obviously
supposedly.
Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee. What flavor do you think this is?
I picked it.
It's a blue can, blue and white can, and it is Dunkin' Donuts
Heidi says
iced coffee.
Is it kombucha? I don't know.
Kombucha.
I can't say it. She says it's one of those things that grows on you the more you drink it. Not the lavender, probably. Maybe
No,
it's
it's
lemon.
just the aftertaste is still there. Is the problem?
Yeah, I don't.
So because I just want to say. So here's what flavor this is. Lindsay, tell them what flavor this is
Cake.
that she picked.
Cake batter donut.
A cake batter donut. Dunkin' iced coffee. And I hate coffee.
So then why are you trying it first?
It is dirt flavored water.
I got this and I'm like, let's just give it a scared the cat. I'm like, let's give it a try just to see how it is because it's supposedly new. So here we go.
And it's like I said, it's coffee is dirt flavored water.
Well, it's good. Actually, I really like it.
Okay, so that means it's very sweet. So that's spit it on the cat.
It tastes like a vanilla iced coffee. Yeah, it's not great for you.
200 calories.
Don't look at the kombucha is a little
This
better.
is a little can. This is like a not Monster, the other one. Red Bull. This is like the size of a Red Bull, like an original Red Bull can, and it's 200 calories.
I like it. I would recommend.
Way to not talk while I was drinking.
I know. I did that
So people could just.
I would
That's not
recommend
good.
if you like vanilla iced coffee. It is 30 grams of sugar though, so that's not great.
No, that little can is 200 calories. But yeah, that's coffee.
Okay, so that
That's
was
gross.
a fun time. So yeah, maybe we'll get a different flavor of kombucha and try it.
I think what we need to do is like when we do the taste test, because we kind of forgot about them, we need to do them in the middle of the show.
Also, maybe next week you'll actually write questions for the show.
Yeah, I
Put some
know.
effort in. Put some effort. Show up here. Let's go.
Here's a question. Lindsay, I play miniatures games. What army have I spent 100 hours painting? What army do I play? You see, you don't even know. So if I write questions,
I don't know.
what's my favorite video game?
You should try making your own kombucha. We should do that. Let's try making our own. There's a lot of recipes online. Let's do it.
It's fermented.
Yeah, we'll try it.
You
Heidi
can't.
says it's fun.
You can't make a grilled cheese sandwich,
Is there-
much less a fermented.
Is there a way that it could end
Tea
up
drink.
being poisonous? Because if it can, probably shouldn't do it. We should do it and film it. That's a great idea, Heidi. I love that. All right, so I guess that's the show for tonight, huh?
Yes.
I didn't really have anything to end with.
So no outro?
No, not really.
Thank you for tuning in.
Oh, I do want to say, you can get a little starter kit. Okay. Ooh, we're
Okay,
gonna
I'll
look
have
at
to try
this.
that.
I
Maybe we'll
do
film
want to
it.
say next week we're going to be a little off time again because
Yes.
we're celebrating Mother's Day with our moms. So we'll probably be earlier, but the show will be here whenever you get bored and feel like watching. It may or may
If
not
it gets
be.
real bad, if it's real bad, it might be on Sunday, but we'll let you know.
If you're real bored, you can look for us on the podcast, which may or may not be up. I'm still working that out. I get frustrated every week. I feel old. I can't figure out technology anymore. Things are difficult.
Yes.
We're going to go get some food because we're hungry and bad adults who did not plan dinner yet again.
Yeah, we have nothing to eat.
So we thank you for joining us. It was fun chatting with you. If you're watching this later, feel free to drop comments. We check on them all week. And we'll see you guys next week.
Next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I don't know how to stop.